to make this fast. Somebody's supposed to be coming down here, but in a few minutes. Uh, it looks like there's been quite a bit of investigation going on about Trump's finances, and I think that in the upcoming months we're going to find out more things. I'm glad I don't know what they were doing with the healthcare, but it looks like they stopped doing whatever they're doing. Um, and for the simple fact that I really don't know if, there we go, more light. I don't really know what the Republicans are doing because they're running both houses, so it's really ridiculous. We'll find out next couple of months. It seems like um, we got a new guy that's over communication that is such a character. I guess he's supposed to be Italian, New York, and Harvard. Already, it seems like he was calling somebody else a paranoid schizophrenic, which makes me think he's projecting for the simple fact that what he was calling the person a paranoid schizophrenic over turned out to be not the case. He was accusing him of leaking his financial and tax papers that he had released, and there's no excuse for somebody not doing their homework, especially when you're in such an important government job as in communication or any job in the government. They're making it sound like they're not part of the government. It's like, I'm in here with the swamp and this and that. That if you are the president, you're working for the president, you are the government. The president made an oath to the American people and he made an oath to uphold the Constitution. So, which he's not. We're picking on the media, calling them fake news. It seems like he's really trying to cover up the information that's coming out with him laundering money with Russia, being involved with the prostitution ring that had in Russia, having deals with people in Russia. One of them happens to be like buying property in the United States. I say that their crime goes started off with just laundering, prostitution, and embezzlement and blackmail, and now it's gone to treason. And I'm saying this because even if it's just that Putin or somebody in Russia elite has incriminating information on either like Trump and prostitutes or Trump and his dealings with banks, where he got his money from, after those 5 bankruptcies. How did he get the money to pay off Deutsche Bank? How did they con and swindle Deutsche Bank into the situation? And they're bringing up property values in areas where they're artificially inflating it, and it's causing other housing problems. So if Trump takes out the things that we had to do to save the housing market in 2008 and 2009, they take that out because they're undoing what Obama did. I think we'll have another crash. I think we do need to investigate it. What's going on with Trump and the money trail, and how did he win the election, and if so, how did the Russians go about it? What did they use? Who did they use? Where were they stationed? Um, uh, you know, and how did they execute the whole con? Um, you know, it seems like they used a lot of tricks that cons use, the misinformation, like, and I think they have like Fox News under the rims because these are all people that have quite a bit of money that are, you know, billionaires, uh, some of them trillionaires. A lot of them, their companies are engaged in all type of scrupulous and roguish and trifling type of business. Um, be it just like with Ivanka and using sweat houses or sweat factories to make her clothing um, overseas um, in China, or if it's just that they need to make a deal with Exxon uh, to um, to drill oil up in Alaska or in somewhere that hasn't been touched by that pollution. Um, to keep the pipeline going in. So, or for the insurance companies to keep artificially inflating the the cost of insurance and the hospitals. You know, keeping the you know, we pay too much for our stuff. If you ever had a hospital visit or had to stay in the hospital rather, and you got a Seven Up or something, it's like $4 for a can of Seven Up, even though you could probably get a can of Seven Up for $1, 25, with the rate of inflation. So we have we have America as being used as something to siphon our money out. And as you look at some of the deals that Trump's doing, they're siphoning the money right out of the United States, be it taken to the Cayman Islands or 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 you know, or some island, you know, off the coast or somewhere, regardless where it's not a bank that's, you know, be it Dutch, you know, maybe they send it to like Holland or Sweden. Um, so wherever it is, that money is not in America, and it's being siphoned out of America, and I see that the Republicans are being a party to that because of their you know their super PACs. So we don't know who all is funding them. Excuse me, and if they and it's looking more and more like that some of these lobbyists are have other intentions, and that is to sort of destroy America from the fabric using racism, using our schools, using you know, by ciphering money out, like it was sort of what they want to do with the like the budgets, rerouting school money to go on the police departments, having police departments being militarized. Um, and we see time and time if you look at other countries like in Africa, like in India, like in Turkey, that it's very easy for them to have the policemen attack their own people. You know, the policemen have to attack their brothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their cousins, because that's the people that make up the community. And that's probably why in most urban areas you don't have policemen uh, that live in that area or the same hue. You know, they usually like a lot of white policemen in the black area, um, and these policemen, because of our uh, uh, the racist propaganda, uh, like in the South, the leftover Jim Crow type of mentality, um, uh, um, uh, the way we train our kids in school. We don't have our kids, you know, like to have to solve problems anymore. We have to punish the victim, or rather, if you have a problem, a dispute with somebody, you get into a fight, you hurry up and call 911, and everything's out of your hand situation, and you're at the mercy of being fined or jailed, or you know or hospitalized regardless of the fight. So it's not like we're we're left to solve our own problems, or we're left to govern ourselves. But the people that are in control of governing our country now, like Trump and the rest of his administration, it seems that they're getting all their leaks and their misinformation from Russia to cause chaos. You know what I'm saying? Um, that they're being played by Russia, because if they did, they wouldn't be thinking, they wouldn't have somebody over, what is this guy that, well, anyway, this new guy that's over communication. They wouldn't have him, so he wouldn't be uh, running after shadows and ghosts. Regardless, if Trump wants to say that somebody is leaking anything, and he's not, and he's having closed meetings with Russia, and he's meeting for long times with Russia, with only Russian people, not American people. Common sense will let you know that those leaks are coming from the Russia. I'm sure the leaks about the video of him getting peed on or peeing on the bed in the hotel in Russia was leaked by the Russians. So that's pretty obvious that the Russians are playing him. You see, Trump projecting some of the incidents that the Russians must be putting on him, because with his trying to blackmail, threaten, uh, firing over the was it Session? Anyway, we'll see what's going on. We'll see. I want to say over the head director of the FBI that's investigating numerous things, but one of them, it happens to be Trump and his dealings financially with Russia. Um, Trump and his people, and you can see they still is using the White House as a way to make money for their private enterprises, like their hotels, like their golf clubs, um, their products that they make. Um, so um, they look real trifling, real low life, um, and their actions of that are that they think. I think that somebody's going to have to do time. I think that Trump Jr. has made it pretty obvious by showing his tweets that he had real involvement and real collusion, that they were coming together with Russia to make a deal that would compromise the security of the United States. And I guess as long as Trump people are not respecting the FBI, not respecting the CIA, not respecting the other uh, justice and departments that are a different branch than the part of government that Trump is directly under, that they run separately. If he can't respect that, I think that um, he will trip over his own lip a few more times and help the investigation, either by his tweets or by um, his interviews that he has, because he's not prepared. He hasn't did his homework, and he's only done his business in such a way that harms and hurts people. And we need a government that's run by a president that doesn't have his actions will result in the harm or hurt of people, or the loss of our constitutional rights or our constitution in general. Um, that can respect our justice system, that can respect the other branches of our government, and that can work and cooperate with them in such a way that would benefits the citizens of America. And I don't see Trump able to do that because of what he's shown in the last 6 months of his presidency. His actions is causing more harm, from his Muslim ban to his banning of genders from the military and everything in between. Um, and um, his inability to fill up his cabinet, and also you could also look at the people that he has hired so far. Most of them, like Flint, has been a major failure because they have been taking meetings with Russian spies, taking money from Russia, and doing business over in Russia, eating with these people over in Russia, and having a continuing uh, business deals with them, where he tells that they're getting money from Russia. Anyway, so that right there shows that with all the money handing over, that uh, that these people really are working for Russia and they're not working for the American people. And I think Republicans as a whole have a problem in representing the people of the United States. They don't have they can't even represent the people in their district. I think they're too busy being manipulated by this racist, double binding, uh, hypocritical type of attitude that they're projecting onto the American people, and it's not anything that we want. We don't want to be taken advantage of by treason ass, syphilis brain, orange orangutan, uh, disrespectful hypocrite. We just don't. We simply, you know. So I think that because Trump is trying to slow it down, but I don't think they can stop it.